I'm 84 years old. At this age, you stop polishing the truth. You don't have time for it. I used to believe money was for safety, that if I saved enough, life would finally calm down, that fear would leave me alone. That was a lie, a quiet one, the kind that sounds responsible, the kind people praise you for. I was proud of how little I spent, proud of how much I delayed. Trips could wait, rest could wait, joy could wait. I told myself I was being smart, disciplined, strong. But here's what no one tells you. Money is not meant to sit still, and life does not wait for you to feel ready. You think money is for later, for emergencies, for retirement, for the version of you that will somehow be healthier, calmer, and more free. That version never comes. Time doesn't work that way. If you're listening to this and you're under 60, I know what you're thinking. This doesn't apply to me yet. That's exactly what I thought. I told myself I would live once the numbers felt safe, once the account looked right, once I had earned it. What I was really doing was trading days I would never get back for a future my body would never fully reach. You don't feel the mistake while you're making it. You feel it later, all at once. And when it hits, it's very quiet. Let me tell you when it finally hit me. It was a hospital room, late afternoon, gray light coming through a narrow window, the kind of light that makes everything look tired. I was in my late 70s. There was a tube in my arm, clear fluid dripping slowly into my body. Beep, pause, beep. The room smelled like disinfectant and old air. A thin blanket covered my legs, but I still felt cold. Not just in my body, deeper than that. I remember staring at the ceiling tiles, counting the cracks, anything to avoid the thought that kept circling back. I did everything right. I had money, enough of it, no debt, a lifetime of careful saving, and yet there I was, weak, tired, alone with my thoughts. My body didn't care about my discipline. My heart didn't care how responsible I'd been. Money sat quietly in an account while nurses adjusted machines around me. That's when it happened, not all at once, slowly. I realized money had never failed me. I had failed to use it. I had waited too long to spend it on the things that mattered, on my health, on my energy, on moments that required a stronger body and a clearer mind. I thought about the trips I postponed, the checkups I delayed, the help I refused because I didn't want to waste money. I thought about how tired I always was, how I told myself rest was a reward for later. Later showed up wearing a hospital bracelet. My children visited when they could. They were kind. They loved me. But they had jobs, lives, busy days. I realized something painful in that room. Money can't rewind time. It can't give your body a second chance. And it can't buy back moments you postponed out of fear. I lay there listening to the machines and understood the truth too late. This wasn't a money problem. It was a timing problem. I had protected the money, but I hadn't protected myself. And lying there, staring at that ceiling, I knew one thing with absolute clarity. Money was never meant to be saved at the cost of living. It was meant to be used while you still could. The hardest truth isn't that I misunderstood money. It's that I misunderstood time. I treated time like it was endless, like it would wait for me to feel secure, like my body would stay patient while I prepared. It doesn't. We grow up hearing one message over and over. Be responsible. Save for later. Don't be careless. Those are not bad lessons, but they are incomplete. No one tells you that being too careful has a cost. a quiet one, a cost you don't see until years stack up behind you. I lived most of my life preparing for emergencies, preparing for retirement, preparing for peace. What I didn't understand is this: preparing can become a way to avoid living. I remember saying no to things that mattered. A trip with my wife because it felt unnecessary. A few weeks off because I didn't want to fall behind. A doctor visit because I felt fine enough. Each choice felt small, reasonable, almost invisible. That's how this mistake works. It doesn't scream at you, it whispers, it says, later. It says, not yet. It says, be patient. And you listen. Because patience sounds wise. But life doesn't give you a warning when the window starts closing. Your knees ache a little longer. You get tired a little faster. Your recovery takes more time. You adjust. You adapt. Until one day, you realize the things you saved for now require a body you no longer have. I've met many people my age, different lives, same regret. Not, I wish I had more money, but I wish I had used it sooner, used it to care for their health, used it to reduce stress, used it to be present instead of productive. Money spent early on the right things returns more than money saved forever. That's the part no one teaches you. You think you're building security, but sometimes you're just building delay, and delay is expensive. I didn't suddenly become reckless. I didn't throw caution away, but I changed how I respected money. I stopped treating it like a trophy and started treating it like a tool. Here's what I learned. Too late, but still true. Money is for buying time, not just later, now. Time to rest, time to heal, time to sit with the people you love without rushing. Money is for protecting your health early, before pain becomes permanent, before fatigue becomes normal. It's cheaper to care early and kinder. Money is for experiences that require energy, because energy is not guaranteed. I began spending differently, more thoughtfully, more gently. I paid for help instead of pride. I rested without guilt. I said yes to moments even when they didn't make sense on paper. And something unexpected happened. I felt lighter, not because I spent more, but because I stopped carrying fear everywhere I went. You don't need to drain your savings. You don't need to live wildly. You just need to stop pretending that later is safer than now. Ask yourself one honest question. What am I postponing that my future body may not be able to enjoy? Then listen carefully to the answer. Because money can wait. Life cannot. You don't need more discipline. You need better timing. And if you're listening to this while you're still strong enough to act, that means you're early. Earlier than I was. That matters more than you think. I'm 84 years old now. At this age, the truth becomes very simple and very heavy. I don't regret the money I saved. I regret the moments I didn't allow myself to live because I was afraid of losing it. If I could sit across from you right now, I wouldn't talk about numbers. I wouldn't talk about plans. I would ask you one question. If your money disappeared tomorrow, would your life still feel full? If the answer scares you, don't turn away from it. Listen to it. Use your money while you still have the strength to enjoy what it buys. Use it to protect your health before it's fragile. Use it to slow down time instead of racing against it. Don't wait for retirement to begin living. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for someday. Someday is a promise life doesn't keep. You are not here to die with a perfect account. You are here to live with a full heart. So do one thing, just one, today. Spend a little on your health, on rest, on presence, on someone you love. Because money is not what you leave behind. It's what you use while you're still here. If this message woke something up inside you, please like this video. It helps these words reach someone else who might be waiting too long, just like I did. And if you want to walk this path of truth with me, subscribe. We have more to talk about before my time is up.